This is Andy Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by promoter Eddie Hearn for only the second time this week, Ed. I appreciate you giving up some time for us once again. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Long week. I mean, arrived here on Sunday, and it's been non-stop every day. Great events, great fight week, as His Excellency announced, sold out at the BMO Stadium, and looking forward to a massive night on Saturday. Just a weighing to go in a couple of hours, and then it's upon us Saturday night.
This will be going out in the morning, so we can talk about the weights from the official weighing earlier. Everybody on weight, everybody looking good. What did you take away from the weighing this morning?
Just that everybody's in the shape of their career, ready to put on a great performance. I think everybody realises the magnitude of the opportunity on Saturday, particularly Israel. Terence is a consummate professional. Even Jarrell and Andi, looking good on the scales. And I think you're going to get so many great fights tomorrow. I really do.
When you saw both Israel and Terence on the scales, obviously Terence first fought up at 154, Israel the more seasoned campaigner there. Did you take anything away from seeing it?
Not really. I mean, Crawford, he said at the weigh-in yesterday, I'm on weight. Probably wasn't, but probably was very close. Whereas Israel is the bigger guy. Sometimes, like when they do a head-to-head, people said Israel was the bigger guy. He's not. Look, Crawford's taller than him. He's like, no, it's not. There's more to it than that. Israel is the bigger guy. He will be a lot heavier than Terence Crawford come tomorrow night. But you're up against a pound-for-pound great. But Madrimov looks carved out of stone, ready to give a great performance.
Where does he rank if Israel comes out on top in terms of pound for pound rank?
That's the argument, isn't it? If you beat the pound for pound number one, are you pound for pound number one? I think the answer is no, but you definitely enter the top 10 pound for pound list for sure by beating Terence Crawford, and he's got a real shot to do it. Don't get me wrong, big underdog, but real chance.
Got a little pin there of Mr. Bam Rodriguez, a babyface Bam as well. Yeah, it's great. Where do we sit with Bam? Obviously, I spoke to Robert Garcia earlier. He said that they are planning to push ahead with that Estrada fight. Are you surprised Estrada's going ahead with a rematch?
Not really, because I think Estrada rolled the dice a little bit in that fight because of his inactivity. Like, he wanted a warm-up fight before he went in, and I think he would have given a better performance if he would have had that warm-up fight. So in his mind, he can probably convince himself that he'll be better next time. Unfortunately for Estrada, so will Bam. And he's unbelievable, Bam. I mean, I wouldn't wear a lot of pins and badges, but I will definitely wear Jesse's pin and badge because he's one of our top fighters. He's a top 5 pound for pound fighter in my opinion now, and he's a baby in the game. He's got so much more to give, and so many more weight classes to conquer.
He said to me when I spoke to him just that he feels that everybody was questioning if he was ever going to step up and take on the fights that he has, which was news to me because he has fought everybody you could think of that's been put in front of him.
Yeah, I just think like for the early stages, they were always searching for an opportunity. It's quite difficult for a light flyweight, which he was, to like get the support of a promotional company. And it was really Robert Garcia that just relentlessly pushing me, saying, look, I promise you, this kid is so special. And Kevin Rooney, who worked for us as well, was championing him as well. And we gave him an opportunity, a couple of opportunities, and then he took the chance when he jumped in against Quadras. Moved up 2 divisions, won the world title, and he's never looked back.
With Bam as well, I spoke to Robert again, who's mentioned to me that he's had conversations with Chino Maidana about the potential Puma Martinez fight.
Yeah, and also Louis de Cubas, who's here. I think they represent him as well. We'd love that fight. I think he really must pick up the other belts. He unified at Fly. We want to see him unify at Superfly and become undisputed. And, I think Bantam will come soon and probably beyond.
What about Nakatani?
Yeah, great fight. Incredible fight. Pound for pound, one of the best fights in the division. So definitely on the road to undisputed and all those big fights.
And also you've got Boots Ennis, who was due to be here. He isn't here at this moment in time. He's got a close eye on Saturday night.
Yeah, for sure. I think Boots keeps himself to himself. He doesn't, I think probably in a little bit of two minds whether to come, and I told him, you have to come. He doesn't really want to be calling out Crawford. He respects him. He's got his business to take care of at 147, but he wants to fight him. He wants all those big fights. And I said, look, the whole boxing media world and media beyond boxing are here this Saturday in LA. So get yourself on a plane, and he's here. I think he's going to pop in. If not, you'll grab him at the weigh-in or tomorrow. And, another pound-for-pound great on the Matchroom stable, just like Jesse.
We're used to getting as much out of you media-wise as we possibly can, but just with Boots, and you look at kind of what Shakur said about how great of a talker you are and promoting your fighters. Terence has said so himself this week. Do you feel like they somewhat take advantage of that and don't want to sell themselves?
No, but I think certain people want to run their mouth and talk, and certain people aren't mad on it. especially when they're not fighting. Do you know what I mean? So like Jesse's one of them. You know, he's never like calling us up, going, "Can I come down to the media centre for 3 hours and talk to all that lot?" But it's part and parcel of the job. Do you know what I mean? So, but if you can have someone who can freshen it up a little bit for you, who can create the content with you, who can bring the character out of you, who can butt into interviews and help you, then that's fine. But a lot of them aren't comfortable doing it. They do it because it's part of the job. But you know, this is what they do: is they train and they get in the ring and they fight. What I do is I talk. So this is my comfort zone. Do you know what I mean? Lucky for you, I can do it for fucking hours.
Don't have that, Eddie, otherwise we'll never finish. Just one more on Boots. What do you think he'd rather, fight with Terence Crawford after Saturday if he's successful, or to chase undisputed at 147?
Definitely chase undisputed, because that's any champion should do it. But he wants Crawford bad, and if Crawford don't get Canelo, I think His Excellency might call that on.
Just final one from me. Spoke to Frank Warren a couple of days ago, who said to me there may be a Saudi Riyadh season show in November. Can you tell me anything?
Not yet, no. A lot is being planned at the moment. Obviously, the focus after here is Wembley, and then October 12th in Riyadh, and so many more plans in the pipeline.
Eddie, thank you. Enjoy tomorrow.
Cheers.